Good morning. Today we are working on a Unit 9 review. So you will see, I'm going to just flip forward. So you'll see that we're going to be working on this. It says the assessment practice. This is the worksheet that we normally do at the end of the unit in our math workbooks. So we are going to use this sheet today. There are some problems that I've crossed out and some problems that I've sort of modified or helped get started for you. So feel free to do this in your workbook, or I did scan it and put it as a Google assignment in Google Classroom if you'd rather do it on the computer. If you're doing it on your worksheet, make sure that you're taking a picture and sending it to me, and please make sure that you watch this entire video so you can see which problems you don't need to do and which problems I've given you a little tip or start to, all right? If you notice when you open your slide, the first thing you're going to see is the first page of the slide is this reference sheet that I made. So this reference sheet goes over all the different lessons and all the different things we've done in this unit for Unit 9. It goes over the very beginning of how you write a fraction as a division expression, right? Like that. It goes over how we write a division expression as a fraction. Nice and basic. That's what we started with. Then it starts to do what your quotients will look like, right? Your answers. If it's just a fraction like this, your answer will be a fraction. But if your problem is something like this, your answer will be a mixed number. So knowing that your answers, right, can be a fraction or a mixed number for any of these problems. Then down below, we moved into using a model and counting, right, or using multiplication. We sort of flipped this and we did 3 times 4, right? We used multiplication to count all the little spots and divide them up with the model. Down below is really what most of you, I think, preferred for this unit, is the traditional way to divide with fractions, okay? I gave a few examples here. Notice I gave one where the first number is a whole number and one where the first number is a fraction. In both cases, you're going to be doing the same thing, right? You're going to be following that keep, change, flip process, okay? And when you do that, you want to make sure that you're keeping the first number the same, changing the division to multiplication, and flipping the fraction, or flipping the whole number, whatever the second number is. I wrote a little tip down here because it still seems like a few people need this tip, right? If you're starting with a fraction, this kind of problem, your answer is going to be a fraction. If you're starting with a whole number, this type of problem, your answer is going to be a whole number. So pay attention to that. That's a really big tip for these, all right? Now let's look at what you're going to work on today. So if you notice, this is on page 421 in your workbook. So like I said, you're welcome to work in your workbook. If you want to right now, open to that page, pause this video, write down the few things that I wrote, right? So first thing that you may notice is that you do not have to complete number 2. For number 1, 3, 4, and 7, I wrote the equation for you because sometimes the word problems can kind of be a little confusing as to which way you're solving these problems. So I want you to just look at the problem that I created, do the keep, change, flip, and write your answer, okay? For numbers 5 and 6, it wanted you to shade in, right, which we can't do on the computer. So I created this little black dot, which is movable in Google Slides, okay? So you're going to take that dot and you're going to place it over whichever problem, right, over the A, B, C, or D, whichever one you think is the correct answer. For number 8, you'll notice I didn't write an equation because that is the question it's asking you, right? Which equation are you going to use? Now remember, it's talking about friends and miles, so think about how we don't divide our friends, right? Okay, if you flip to the back of this page on 422, you're going to see that I crossed off a number of problems on the back, right? You're not going to do 10, 11, or 14, right? There was just a few parts of them that I wasn't sure how we could work it out on the computer, so I skipped them. Now, if you would like to do any of the problems that I crossed out and you want to try them out, have at it, right? So for number 9, it's kind of like the ones before. I created a little black dot that you can move right here, and you're just going to place it over one of these boxes here, right, whichever one that you're picking as your answer. For number 12, you can answer in the text box, and number 13, you're going to answer in the text box using the equation that I wrote. All right. If you have any questions today, first things first, go back to this beautiful reference sheet here and check here. But you can always email me and let me know if you need any help. Good luck.